He was my friend for 40 years, and I truly loved him. And we would ask him, how is it that over such a long period of time you've been able to be so effective? How do I do that? What do I do? And he always said the same thing. Tell your story. I think Billy Frank Jr.'s story needs to be told over and over and over. They say you die twice, the first time and the second time when they stop talking about you. I think it's really important that they never stop talking about Billy Frank Jr., ever. And that's why we work to introduce the Billy Frank Jr. Tell Your Story Act. Does two simple things. One, it renames the Nisqually Wildlife Refuge the Billy Frank Jr. Nisqually Wildlife Refuge. That place he grew up, that place he fished, that place he was arrested. And for the record, Farron, he told me 59 times. Who knows what the truth is there, but it was a lot of times, 59 times. And the second thing it does is require area tribes to work together collaboratively to come up with a means and a way in which to mark the site where the Medicine Creek Treaty was signed, so that we too shall remember this. Billy Frank Jr. was a great man. He was a great man on the scale of Desmond Tutu and Martin Luther King Jr. and Nelson Mandela. That's how great a man Billy Frank Jr. was. And he did teach me. John, you're right. He taught a lot of us. Some of his words, I think, are among the most poetic in the English language, and I'd like to share them with you, as I often do now, because they are eternal words. They are eternally wise. Here's what Billy said. I don't believe in magic. I believe in the sun and the stars, the water, the tides, the floods, the owls, the hawks flying, the river running, the wind talking. They're measurements. They tell us how healthy things are, how healthy we are, because we and they are the same. That's what I believe in. Those who learn to listen to the world that sustains them can hear the message brought forth by the salmon. So here's my wish for the first Indigenous Day, is that we not just celebrate your heritage and your proud and rich history, but we celebrate the values. And the values include cool, clean water. Cool, clean water. Like many of you, I had the great privilege to go to the tombstone unveiling last spring for Billy. And I didn't know what had been written on it. Willie had managed to keep that secret from me. And when they took the blanket off, there it was. We're running out of time. We're running out of time for cool, clean water to sustain the salmon that is so much a part of the heritage and history of this region, not for hundreds, but for thousands of years. So yes, today's a day of celebration, but I would submit to you, my friends, it's also a day of rededication and recommitment to the values of our heritage. Cool, clean water. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Congressman Heck. Appreciate your words. How's everybody doing?
I promised you news. That's terrible. Almost exactly 100 hours ago, the Natural Resources Committee of the United States House of Representatives unanimously passed the Billy Frank Jr. Tell Your Story Act. I forgot that little bit.
In the spirit of Billy. Goddamn, thank you. I'm not as eloquent as Billy, but because of Billy, I can sit up here and talk. And this man here, Hank Adams, Janet McLeod, the McLeod family, your mom, what she gave us, and still here, the ceremony. Before we invite Mayor Buxbaum and Mayor Pro Tem Nathaniel Jones up to read the proclamation, and we have some for the 5 tribes that we know that gathered here, but we don't know if we have representatives of all the tribes here. But before that, I would like to ask Willie Frank if he would come up and accept, and Hank to come up and accept this proclamation. This is the original, and I wanted to give it into the spirit of Billy Frank Jr. in his memory, because I know him myself. When I first moved to Olympia, I got to meet Billy, and I knew about Billy from Akwesasne. And I was having Jan Ward at Olmsted's house with my brother Ray Ward, who he's not with us, but he's in my heart. And because of him, I got to meet Billy. And I was having lemon cream pie with Uncle Billy, and I asked him if I could live here. And he swore at me, punched me in the arm, pulled me closer to him. I said, yes, goddamn, you can be here. So I appreciate that, and I want to give this to Willie and to Hank and Billy's honor, and then invite Nathaniel Jones and Mayor Buxbaum, there he is, to come up and just say a few words and share.